Every year, a bunch of celebrities are thrown into a jungle camp by TV producers, with viewers at home given the control of their fate as they complete grueling trials to win food for their campmates. I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here has usually been filmed in Australia, but due to the COVID-19 pandemic, it hasn't been possible to travel down under. The producers have found a backup plan though. They would film the new show at a creepy castle in the UK, and Gwrych Castle in North Wales was chosen.
No way! It's actually a castle!
Wow.
It was teased as a haunted, abandoned castle, but was this just a PR gimmick, or is this a place with a high-level haunting? I went to Wales to find out more, and I'll show you what you don't see on TV. The castle sits in woodland above the town of Abergele, with stunning views overlooking the Irish Sea, with the seaside resort of Rhyl just up the coast. The castle is maintained by dedicated volunteers, and I was quite taken back about how nice and tidy it looked. The overgrown look is clearly just a decoration for the show's production. There's been a residential house on this site since the 16th century. I'm not even going to try and pronounce it, but it's Welsh for rounded hill. In 1813, Lord Hesketh Bamford Hesketh decided to build a house fit for his family, the Lloyds of Gwrych. It was finished in 1822, although towers were still being added as late as 1854. It was Europe's largest complete structure until Crystal Palace in London. The castle passed through generations before being abandoned and then housing 300 Jewish refugees during World War II. It came close to tragedy when a German plane dropped 6 bombs onto the castle estate after apparently seeing a light flashing at the castle during a blackout. Luckily, the bombs didn't cause any damage and landed in wooded area nearby. After being abandoned for so long, volunteers are currently helping restore the castle, and money from ITV is helping with that. So who haunts it? Well, the castle's most famous ghost is Winifred, the Countess of Dundonald. She was the sole heir to the estate and lived in the castle until her death of heart failure from diabetes in 1924. She was a huge figure who attracted royal visitors to come and stay at the castle, but was despised by many around her. She is said to have had a turbulent relationship with her husband, and after her death, her widower, the Earl of Dundonald, purchased the castle for £70,000 after it had been passed to the Church of Wales. He claims he did this despite his dead wife, who didn't want the castle to go to anyone else in the family. A former caretaker in the 1930s and 40s, Bill Price, documented many alleged hauntings. He claimed to experience negative sensations in the library, and his dog would refuse to enter this room. In the morning, he would find objects moved around the room, despite it being locked overnight. Music has also been heard coming from the music room in the castle at night. This was known to be a favourite room of the Countess. On Halloween in 1972, staff working at the castle held a séance in the dining room in an attempt to try and contact the Countess. Whilst the séance went without incident, in the morning, guests woke to find a solid oak door ripped clean off its frame, with parts still attached to the screws of the hinges. Nobody has ever been able to explain who or why this happened. Another paranormal hotspot is the Grand Staircase. In the 1950s, one of the Countess's former stewards returned to the castle to live. He died on these very stairs and was found one day lying at the bottom. Yet mysteriously, whilst he was alive, he would often talk about haunting the very stairs, as they were his favourite part of the castle. One couple from Wales were visiting the castle when they saw a figure standing at the bottom of the staircase. The boyfriend could not see it, but the girlfriend described seeing a beautiful woman wearing a crinoline dress. A woman has also been seen at the Countess's window nearby, and a shadowy figure seen walking up the staircase, with footsteps also being reported in the area. In private parts of the castle, the Countess is also said to walk a corridor to where her private apartments once were. Most recently, these areas have been used for storage, but staff have reported an eerie sensation here. A black shadow has also been regularly seen close to a room that was once belonging to that of the Earl Douglas XII of Dundonald. He was the husband of the Countess. The Countess's bedroom was later used as apartments, with accounts stating that guests were made to feel uneasy due to strong smells of lavender reportedly worn by her while she was still alive. There were rooms in the castle where the Countess would regularly perform Victorian-style seances, called the Cupola Suite. In the 1980s, another caretaker of the castle had a German Shepherd that refused to go into that room. An organist called Stephen Sharp stayed at the castle regularly in the 1960s. He and his family regularly claimed to see a lady in their own private quarters. Most recently, an owner by the name of Tony Kennedy would claim to hear strange noises and footsteps in the castle when he knew he was alone at night. The stable block and path is now infamous with TV viewers, as this is where celebrities walk back to camp and stop at the kiosk on the way. Yet this was once where horses were kept, and it's no surprise that this is where there are strong smells of horses themselves, as well as animals that act up in this area. A dog has often been seen walking up this hill. Interestingly, the Lord Dundonald had his pet charger's remains brought back from the Boer War and buried in a pet cemetery close to the bottom of this hill. The castle also is said to have a red lady. She is said to haunt the wooded grounds at night, although mainly seen after dusk. She was reportedly seen by the boxer Bruce Woodcock. He apparently took a walk one evening and saw her sat looking out to sea, weeping. He asked if she was okay and walked towards her. She turned round and vanished into thin air. Nobody knows who her identity could be. Another witness to this is a man called Gary Rowe, who claimed to see a strange female figure one misty evening on the grounds wearing a red dress. Sarah Hodgson, a journalist and reporter for North Wales Live, apparently found herself on the verge of tears after seeing the flash of a woman and sudden sad emotions whilst on a ghost hunt here for work. And in 2021, during a paranormal investigation, Kerry Katona, the singer and pop star, is said to have fled the castle in fear after she had a strange paranormal experience. So don't forget, when you see the castle on I'm a Celebrity Get Me Out of Here, it's all basically a TV set with fake walls and floors with underground heating. This is obviously to protect the Grade 2 listed building. What you don't realise is this building might be a lot scarier than a few little critters in boxes. Thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe to the Dead Air channel. We've got plenty of paranormal content on there.